Hey, how's it going? It's BVGAN. Welcome back to my channel. I just want to do a video today talking about my journey to veganism and how I kind of came to be a vegan and why I will never go back to not being a vegan again. Without making it a giant long sob story, I was pretty fat when I was growing up and I always struggled with my weight. My poor mom wanted to do the very best that she could. She didn't want me to be fat, so she would help me try and feed me good food and help me try and exercise, and I just ended up resenting it, which kind of put me over in the other direction. And so by the time I was in high school, I think I was about 16, is when I'd always been dieting my whole life anyways, up to 16, but around 16 is when I had discovered some like hydroxycut type of pills, like just fat burners, and I started buying those and I noticed a big difference, and I kind of got just really hooked on fat burners and eating very unhealthfully, which eventually led to being anorexic, and that was extremely unhealthy, and times of binging and purging, and that went on until my early 20s, and it was just a disaster. I was miserable, I was so hungry all of the time, and I was rail thin and really living a life that was horrible because I wanted to be skinny, but I actually was so skinny I couldn't enjoy my life because I was constantly starving and thinking about food. I wasn't pleasant to be around, and it was a horrible life. So then when I was about, after that little bout kind of got fixed, I realized one day, I was like, you can't continue to do this. This is ludicrous. You're killing yourself basically. And I was able to thankfully get out of the habit, but it took a long time, and even to this day do I have thoughts that I need to really like crush. So if you're dealing with that, I feel you, and if it's serious enough, please get help, and if it's something that you can turn around yourself, do it. From an older, wiser person, I'm telling you, don't go down that road. It's so not worth it. There are healthy ways to take care of your body and be at the right weight for your proportions and your height, and to love yourself. It's just not worth it. No guy is looking for that anyways, and it's just a lot of drama that comes with that. So younger self, younger people, just don't do it. Anyhow, when I was anorexic, I had toyed with the idea of becoming a vegan because for all the wrong reasons, because I realized that vegetables and fruit have less calories than meat and cheese and all of that stuff, but I was doing it wrong, and I was binging on all the bad junk stuff. I would go through like a box of Lucky Charms in one sitting. Just bad for your system. Your system doesn't work well when it's like that. And so about the time, I want to say when I was about 27, I was introduced by a friend of mine who was a raw vegan at the time, and they gave me this book on how to eat for your body type with Ayurvedic medicine, and I found it extremely interesting. And so I just kind of, in a healthier, much healthier place in my head and in my body, I started reading a lot about that, and I found it extremely fascinating. And when I made the switch completely to veganism, and in a healthy way, not in a cuckoo way like from before, I lost a ton of weight. I lost a ton of weight without even trying, and I found that to be really, really great. But still, I was a vegan probably I've been vegetarian on and off my entire life, and then I was a vegan seriously for about 5 years. I want to say 27, 28, 29, 30, maybe 4 years, maybe like from 27 to 30. And then I wanted to start building a lot of muscle for what I do. I'm a performer, if you don't know, and so I need to be strong on stage. I sing, I dance, and I do some aerial as well. So I was pretty skinny as a vegan, and I wanted to gain some muscle, and so I started training with a trainer who led me away from veganism. I'm not blaming her, but it's kind of like in that muscle building industry, in the fitness industry, chicken fish, chicken fish, chicken fish. That's all that they are programmed to believe. Protein powders, fat burners. Again, I went back to all of that, and yes, I saw results, but I felt disgusting, I felt bloated, I felt yucky, and even though my body was in really good shape, I could feel something inside of me knew that that was not the path to health. And around a year ago, I want to say, I was eating an egg for breakfast and I broke out in hives everywhere. And for some time before that, I was thinking, I want to change. I don't want to keep eating all this meat, like meat. I can't even imagine what my digestive system was just backed up with dead animals and pus and just everything bad. But the amazing thing about our bodies is that they are designed to renew themselves and change, and they can clean themselves out. So let me go back to that egg day. The egg day happened and I broke out in these hives and I said, that's it, I'm done with this. I am not going to eat dairy or meat, any animal products at all. I'm not going to do it again. And that's the way it's going to be for the rest of my life. I just know it. I've toyed with it back and forth had toyed with it back and forth for so many years that I just knew that this is it. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to feel like that. And also I started researching so much more about the power that food has in your body and in your health. And I watched all the movies that you always hear about. Watch them if you haven't watched them. Forks Over Knives is extremely eye-opening. I watched that. Earthlings, I was crying, like sobbing hysterically. That is a good one to watch to just kind of seal the deal. If you're kind of thinking about becoming a vegan, watch that and you will never ever eat meat again. You just won't do it. So I read the China study. I read more about Ayurvedic medicine. I had some knowledge from before, but I read more. I found Freely the Banana Girl on YouTube and just completely fell in love with all of that, which led me to Douglas Graham and the 80-10-10 diet. And it opened up this whole new world of information. So I'm very thankful for that. And immediately I started doing raw tofu, and that was about a year ago. And I loved it. In theory, I love that diet. I wish that that was something I could do all the time. I know there's a lot of people on YouTube, it's very controversial about whether it works or not, or whether it's your body trying to heal and all of this. I can only say my personal opinion about it. I enjoyed raw tofu. I loved it, but I know for myself, I was probably eating too much because I gained quite a bit of weight, quite a bit of body fat, and there was no question in my mind that I wanted to stay vegan. I just was realizing that having so much food for myself, it was too much, and I needed to kind of find a balance again. And so I started working with a new trainer that believes in vegan and healthful living to build muscle and to keep a lean body, which is what I'm after as a performer. You know, I don't, it sounds stupid, but I don't have time to get fat because my job is jeopardized. So whether or not getting fat on fruits, lots of high fruit, high carb diet is something that just either makes you put on weight because you're just eating too much food, regardless of whether it's good or bad. If your body is taking in more calories than you're able to use for nourishment and to burn off for energy, it's gonna store as fat. That's as simple as that. It doesn't matter what it is. Obviously, it's worse for you if you're storing fat as processed junk foods. But for me, I was eating too much. That's the end of the story. So I have been working with this trainer now for some time, and my body fat has gone down 10%, which is phenomenal. I am stronger than I've been in a very long time. I'm able to do things for work that I was having trouble pulling myself up. I couldn't do a pull-up. I was tired in the middle of the day. I just did not have any energy. So right now what I'm doing is completely vegan, but I'm still having a lot of fruit. I really am. I'm still having a lot of fruit. I'm having a ton of vegetables, and I'm using either organic beans and edamame, what else do I eat? Veggie burgers and Vega protein powder as my source of balance. I don't want to say it's not a high protein diet. It's still high carb. It's just more in balance for what works for my body personally. I don't want to badmouth anybody. I love what Freely and Durian are doing for the vegan movement. I think it's amazing, and I think so many people are stopping contributing towards the animal and meat industry, and that's because of them. I think that's totally awesome. I'm just saying for myself, this is where I'm finding a balance, and I'm seeing my body change in ways that it hasn't changed in so long for the positive, and I feel healthy, I feel vibrant, my skin is clear, everything is good. So right now, that's what I'm doing, and I just thought it would be interesting for someone to know. Maybe you're struggling with the raw till 4 thing, and you're gaining weight, and you're thinking, what's wrong with me? For some people, it works extremely well, and I wish I was one of those people because I really enjoy eating like that. It's great, but I just know that for me it was too much food. I'm not saying that anybody was forcing me to eat too much food. I was eating too much food. So this is a balanced approach, and for me, I'm the kind of person with the personality that it's like all or nothing. I'm extremely type A, I'm very organized, and like if I get some idea in my head, I go for it completely, and that's what I have done in positives and negatives with food all my life. But right now, at how old am I? I'm 34 years old. You know, I can honestly say I feel good about myself, I feel healthy, I feel happy that I'm not contributing to animal testing, animals being slaughtered in slaughterhouses, chickens, you know, that are producing overproducing eggs, bred for their breasts to be giant so their legs aren't working. I'm not contributing to that, and I feel really happy about it. If you are interested in becoming a vegan or you have any questions, I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I've been at this journey for a long time. So if you have any questions, please comment. I will write back to you right away, and I would love to carry on the discussion. Why are you vegan? Why are you passionate about this lifestyle? What can you do to show people that it's the best way? Because it really is. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'm very passionate about it, and there's no going back. There's just no going back. That's my opinion on it, and I'm not trying to slap people in the face with it and beat them over the head with all the things that they're doing wrong. But I will say that just through my actions alone and through the changes that people can see in my health and in my body and in my demeanor. My husband is a vegetarian now, which is like a miracle. I never thought that was going to happen. I think he will be a vegan, but also I'm not going to push him. In his own time, he'll go there. My mom's a vegan. My dad is eating way less meat. I have 2 friends who are acrobats, and one of them stopped eating meat. The circle of influence that you have as a vegan and what your life puts out from the choices that you make is huge. I heard this a long time ago, and I always think that it's true. You don't witness to somebody by beating them over the head. You do it with the way that you live, and if you really need to, you use words. So it's all about the way that we live, about the way that we treat each other, about the way that we care for the others on this planet. This is becoming a complete message here. Anyways, you understand what I'm saying. I hope that you can identify with this. If you have any questions, please comment below. I would love to talk to you about it. I could talk about this subject forever and ever and ever. So anyways, hope you like this video. Please subscribe, please like, and comment below, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.